Hey guys, Monster Boomer here. Today I'm going to be talking about the Ship of Theseus. What the Ship of Theseus is it's the ship that the probably mythological person Theseus used. He used it and did a lot of cool stuff with it and on it. He's most well known for slaying the Minotaur. And what the Ship of Theseus thought experiment is basically after he retired, stopped using it, and left it at a pier, it became sort of a symbol. And over time, because the wood would rot or it would get damaged over time, people would replace the planks. And after, let's say 100 years, all of the planks of the ship get replaced. And the question is it the same ship? Now, there's sort of three ways to look at this. You could look at it, is it the same ship as in, is it the ship that Theseus owns and uses? Is it still the symbol of his crew and his own achievements? And is it literally the same ship? In my opinion, it stops being Theseus's ship after he dies. He no longer owns it, he no longer uses it, it will collect dust, and even if he was alive and he did use it, ownership is not a material aspect. If you were to replace everything in that ship, he'd still own it. It would still be Theseus's ship, right? And then the next part, is it still a symbol that represents his achievements? And I would say, yeah. I mean, the people who look at the ship can always be filled with a sense of pride or amazement, thinking about the things that Theseus has done, and it doesn't change the meaning of the ship if you were to replace all the boards on it, unless it is either unrecognizable as the same ship, or people stop sharing the stories. It stops being a symbol when the meaning of that symbol is lost. Now here's sort of the tough part. Is it the same ship? And the way that I think about this is, if all of the walls in your house were replaced, would it still be your house? You'd still look around, you'd be able to probably maneuver in that house with your eyes closed, but is it the same house? Now, I moved away from my childhood home and heard from my neighbors that the new owners had a ton of work done to it. They took a bunch of stuff out, they heard construction noises, the outside of the house remained the same, but the inside would be markedly different. And that's sort of similar to how Theseus is no longer the owner of his ship. That house is no longer my home. In that case, there's being remodeling done, but I could still look at Google Maps or drive by and be like, that's still my childhood home. I can remember all the memories I made when I was hanging out with my friends or family, all of the triumphs and sad parts of my life, all throughout my childhood, I can remember just by looking at the house. And it still functions as a house. The outside looks the same, floor plan would be different, but it still functions as a house, of course. But I think that it stops being the same house when it's no longer recognizable as that house. The memories and nostalgia may remain, but the house becomes a different house. If you were to blindfold me and put me in what used to be my room, I would probably no longer be able to walk around that house. Much in the same way, I think that if the Ship of Theseus was remodeled instead of repaired, it would cease to be the same ship. It could still function as a symbol of achievements and memories that took place on a ship, but much like my childhood home, it would cease to be the same construct. Theseus, who probably knew that ship like the back of his hand, would no longer know that ship like the back of his hand. It's kind of like if you were to make a pizza, and after you make the pizza you decide that you don't really like the cheese. If you peel off the cheese and then remelt cheese on top of that, it would still be pizza, and if you use the same type of cheese, it could even be the same pizza. But if you instead take that cheese and replace it with, chocolate and tofu, it would definitely not be the same type of pizza. It would not be the same pizza. It is, the purpose is different. You can still look at it and be like, that's a pizza. But it would be a completely different pizza. I would love to hear what you guys think about this, especially since the Ship of Theseus is such a divisive topic. It's not divisive in the, like no one's dying over disagreements over the Ship of Theseus. But it seems like everyone has a different way of looking at it, and I would love to hear what you guys think. I actually made a Stampy style love garden. I put these people here from when I finished up stage 0. If you want to be put in this love garden, just leave a comment, and if I like the comment, then I'll put your name in this love garden. And you don't have to agree with me for me to like your comment. You just have to not be rude. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you have a great day.